joining. I'm going to hand it over to Randir, who's going to get started here.
Hello. So we have a couple of things that we want to share with you. We'll just go through a quick recap of things that we did recently. So in case you missed the last few webinars, you'll at least be caught up or know where to look for this information. And then we'll talk about some of the new things that we've been working on over the last few weeks that are now available. Those include the new help site, the engagement scores that you can get with Focus Assist to give you more insights into the engagement level of your courses and individual slides and how that can be useful for you. And we have our trainee experience available in 7 languages now. So you can have the trainee dashboard and other parts of the trainee experience in any of those 7 languages. And then we will have time for questions. So first, a quick recap of all that we've done in the last few months. We have the ability to sell your courses with Shopify. Shopify is one of the leading places where you can have an online store, beautiful online stores, and all the billing and promotional capabilities to sell your content online. We have a nice, easy connection between Mindflash and Shopify that enable you to quickly publish selected courses to Shopify and set the prices for them. So you can find more information on those connectors on our help site. And if you have any further questions on this or any of the other issues we touch on, just feel free to contact us. We also have the ability to set different trainer roles. So for instance, you can have someone who's an administrator, you can have somebody who's a trainer who can create, modify, and invite trainees. You could have someone who's a manager role who can not create content but can invite people and run reports. And then you have the trainee role, which those people can only take courses. They cannot modify courses. And in addition to setting those roles, you can also assign people to certain groups. So you can say, I want this manager to have access only to people in the Southwest region or only have access to people in Europe, etc. So you're able to set some fine-grained controls so that people from one region or one group cannot see the scores or do anything with people in different other parts of the organization. This is also useful for people who are doing customer training. The other folks. So it really eases the administrative burden but gives you access control so that people aren't meddling around with people that they shouldn't be. And then we have custom certificates. We know that certificates are a very, very important part of the entire training experience and very important to trainees. But we also know that it's really important for the person issuing the certificates and the organization issuing the certificates to project their brand. And some of you have very stringent brand guidelines, and the colors and things like that on the certificate, you'd want to represent that brand. And with custom certificates, you're able to do a lot more than with some of the templates that we provide. And finally, we have a lot of people using Mindflash a lot, which is great. And they are using it to train thousands or sometimes tens of thousands of people. And so we have a very simple flat fee pricing that's available to people in this situation. So if you're in an organization that's trying to train 10,000 or make available training to tens of thousands of people, but you're not sure how many people will actually take the training, then this would be a great plan for you because it just takes the risk off the table. You know what you're going to pay for the whole year, and unlimited number of people can take the training. So that's a quick wrap-up of things that we announced over the last few months. And if you have any questions on them, please let us know either during the webinar or at help@mindflash.com. With that, we're going to get into some of the things that we just released and that we haven't had a chance to talk about yet. So the first one is a new help site. We've moved to Zendesk, and let's talk about a couple of scenarios, and I'll show you how that works with the new site. So many times you're in the product and you're trying to find a solution to a specific issue. And I'll show you how you can very easily find the content that you need right from within the product. Sometimes you may be in the product and you want to chat live with one of us, and I'll show you how to use the Help tab again to contact us. We are available on chat between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Pacific. Sometimes you may feel that there's something odd or you want some help, and you can submit a help ticket through the Help tab in the product. And if you want to check up on the status of any of the tickets you sent in earlier, I'll show you how you can find all your tickets in one place and comment on that. So I'm going to switch to the view in the product. So this is my dog food portal that we use internally, and you can see the Help tab is on the lower right, and it's going to be in this location wherever you are in the product. So click on this and type in the question that you have. So this could be, how do I create a custom certificate? I just heard about it on the webinar and I want to know how I can create it. And here you see the answers, potential answers pop up. And if one of them meets your question, then you just click on it and you're taken to that article, and you can get the information you need here. Now, if any of these do not meet your or don't answer your question, then you say none of these are helpful, get in touch. And if we have anyone on chat, and that's usually between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Pacific, then you'll see to find someone to chat with, and you click on that and you begin your chat. Or you submit a support request and you put in your details over here and submit, and it comes to our support team and you'll get an answer back over email. So once you're in the help site, you'll see a sign in button over here, and you can click on that to sign in, and then you can also submit a request from here directly. Now, once you are signed in, you'll see your name up here. This is me signed in as John Trainee, and when I click on my activities, it'll show the list of tickets that I've created. So this is a test that I created for the webinar. It shows when the last activity occurred and what the status is, and I can click on that link to see the details of the ticket, and if I want to add a file, I can drop it in here and I can add more comments to it. Now, when you click on sign in, you will not have an account by default, so just make sure that you say sign up, and you can sign up. Or if you've forgotten your password, just click forgot your password, put in your email address, and you'll get a link to your to reset your password. So we're finding the early feedback from customers has been really positive. They're able to find the answers to their questions very quickly, and that's great. And if they aren't able to find questions or the answers to their questions, then we are able to respond to them very quickly. So if you have questions or suggestions on the help site, definitely let us know. We want this to work for all of you. We've invested a lot of resources in building out the Help Center as well, so we hope that it can help answer your questions and show you how Mindflash can make your training life a little bit easier. So I am now going to look at the next section here, which is the engagement scores with Focus Assist, and Laura Hall will be taking us through this.
Great. Thanks, Randir. So for those of you that aren't familiar or aren't aware, we have a new feature called Focus Assist. And Focus Assist is great for customers who want to ensure that their employees are actually paying attention to their training courses. So I see this a lot with customers who have different types of compliance training, or maybe even a health and safety training where they need to be able to prove that their employees are watching those training videos or courses and are engaged. So this is a great feature for those of you that have that type of situation, or you just want to ensure that customers are paying attention to your training as well. So Focus Assist actually monitors the employee's attention and pauses the training when they look away from the screen. We're going to show you some of the reports that you're able to run on these, but basically the way that it works, and you can enable it on each individual course. It doesn't have to be a global setting. You can set it for, maybe you have that health and safety course, just set it specifically for that course. And then what it's going to do when the trainee goes in and starts the course, it's going to use their webcam. It will not record them, but it's using the webcam on their computer or their phone or tablet to ensure that they're looking at the screen. So let's say that I start your health and safety training. I'm watching the training, and then I step away from my computer to go get a sandwich. It's going to automatically pause that training until I get back to my desk. So it's great when you need to prove that somebody's actually engaged in the training. We work with a lot of health, a lot of hospitals, a lot of doctors and companies like that. When they have different regulations that state that they need to prove that their trainees are getting the training that they need. Works really well for that. If trainees get distracted while they're training, you don't have to worry that they're missing your valuable training material. And then the other option for Focus Assist is a feature called Session. Basically what that is creating trainings that your employees want to take without making it boring for them or having them dread taking training. You can use Session to track their feedback. So it analyzes their facial expressions and computes a real-time engagement score for each portion of the course. This is great because you're able to see that live feedback on the reports and be able to track, okay, is Laura engaged in slide number 10? You're also able to track how long I've spent on slide number 10. So let's go in and show you that on the report. I think it's really valuable information for you to have to be able to see, where are employees spending time? Are some of these slides where they're spending more time, are they confusing? Is there too much content on them? This is valuable feedback for you to use, when creating new courses. So Randir is going to show you you should be seeing the report on his screen. This is the report that's available to you in Mindflash, and you'll see that it's for a specific course that we have. It's showing all the different slides, so there's 40 slides in this course total, and then it's showing per slide how long they're spending on each slide. So it looks like slide number 2, slide number 27, those are great slides. People are engaged, they're spending some time on that slide. It's also showing you that green line is showing you the level of engagement. So some of those slides are getting less engagement than other slides, but this is great feedback for you to use. Something's working on those slides, and you can then take those, mimic what you used on those slides and use that in additional trainings down the road.
So Laura, this was a course that people at the company took, and I was curious to know why slide number 19, no one was spending any time on that, and the engagement score was so bad. So by clicking on slide number 19, we can bring up the slide that people are watching, and we see that it's a PDF with gibberish stuff. So no surprise then that people weren't very engaged there and not spending too much time. So this definitely gives us the insight to see why, which slides are working and which slides aren't. And hopefully we won't be putting PDFs with gibberish in them anymore.
Yes, Randir likes to make exciting training courses with slides that make no sense, just track that we're paying attention. So that's the type of feedback you would get with that feature. Again, it's available on each individual course level, so you can enable it on the course itself. Really easy to do. It's just a checkbox, and if later you decide you want to disable it, you can do that as well.
Okay. And we looked at slides that have high engagement scores and found that those slides typically have video, they have audio narration, or they have pretty pictures. So all the stuff that we know in theory should make slides more engaging, we now have data to show that they actually do. And for those of you who are interested, we have more information on our site on how the engagement score is calculated. It's using some leading edge computer vision stuff that we've licensed from Stanford spinoff, and it uses a combination of 74 different facial expressions and movement. So for instance, if people are leaning in, then they're more likely to be engaged. So it uses a composite of these 74 different things to compute the engagement score, and makes it more useful by showing you an aggregate of what 5 or more people have done per slide. So you're less likely to get outlier data that one person was distracted because the phone rang or something. So this is pretty exciting. We've seen a bunch of you already start using it, and we've gotten great feedback from it. So we'd love for you to take a look at it and give us your feedback.
Great. And actually, I'm just going to go ahead and show my screen on the GoToWebinar. So I can just quickly show you where you would go to enable that feature if you were interested. For those of you that are current customers, you'll see it, as well as trialists. It is enabled on the trial. So let me just log into my demo account very quickly to be able to show you that. And again, I mentioned it is on the course, so you could go to a specific course. Like if I go to my call center course that I have here, you'll find it on the, I believe it's on the Customize tab here at the top. Here it is on the left-hand side towards the bottom. It's called Focus Assist. I actually have it enabled for this course, but you can check the box to determine whether or not you want it enabled.
So Laura, let's just talk a little bit about the difference between the two. You mentioned when you have safety and compliance courses, and it's really critical that the information, that people aren't distracted during the course. We have people who are training folks in healthcare, in transportation, etc., where it sometimes is a matter of life and death. And in those kind of situations, the measure and require engagement would be a better fit, because the course will pause if the trainee is distracted, and then will resume when they are engaged. The middle one, the measure engagement, won't stop the course if they're distracted. It'll just lower the engagement score. So that might be a better fit for general training.
Great. Thank you. All right. So let's move on to our next exciting feature. This is my favorite feature. This is our new language functionality. So I know a lot of you on the phone have been waiting for this for a while. You're training customers globally who may, may prefer to take the training in their language and not necessarily English. So we have a new feature for you that will enable you to create courses in different languages and have your users be able to take those courses in that language. So really, I've heard this a lot from customers. They have, they have customers or employees located at different offices, and they want to make sure that they're able to go in and understand the trainings. So we've provided the solution by offering multiple trainee languages. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let me just log out real quick so I can show you something on the login page. For your trainees, when they go in, they're able to translate right from the start. So the experience is an excellent experience for them. They can come in here and say, oh, I speak Japanese, or I speak French Canadian, and they can change the interface to their language. So French Canadian, sorry, it's taking a second to update. Here we go. Now Google Translate is asking me if I want to translate this back to English, because Google Translate obviously recognizes that I don't speak French Canadian. So here you go. For them, as you noticed, everything has been translated to their languages that they chose. Let me show you as the trainer first how you can use this feature from the trainer side, and then I'll show you what the experience looks like for those employees when they actually go in to take that course in the language they choose. And just to note, I know Randir mentioned we currently have 7 languages. Those are the 7 that we started with, because we've heard from most of our customers that those are the languages that they would want to use. But we are adding on new languages, as customers request them. So let us know if you have an office somewhere and want to have language support available for that location. We can certainly add that to our list. So the way that it works, I've actually created a course in my demo account in Japanese. keep in mind, Mindflash will not translate your PowerPoint for you or your quiz questions. You would create the course in that language. So for this course, I created the PowerPoint in Japanese, I think. I'm not sure. I don't speak Japanese, so I think this is Japanese. Any of you Japanese speakers on the phone can, I apologize if it's not. But here's the example of the PowerPoint that I uploaded. I even added a little YouTube clip because it was in Japanese in the middle of it. For those of you that aren't aware, you can enhance your trainings by adding different types of documents into the presentation. But a great example here, if I wanted to, if I spoke Japanese, I could certainly record Japanese audio to complement these slides. Obviously I don't, so I'm not going to be able to do that, but I do have that option. And then basically what you would do is you would go in and create the quizzes in that language as well. So you can come in here. I've already created a quiz. I'll show you an example of some of those questions. So you would type in that language, you know, the quiz question, type in your answers in that language. So just an example, this one, I was labeling different pictures. I actually have the labels I typed in English, but just to give you an example, you could obviously have these in Japanese as well. I knew I would never be able to complete this question if I had the labels in Japanese. For those of you that have never used this type of question, the labeling pictures is my favorite question, and get a lot of great feedback from customers about this. So a fun way to mix up quizzes by adding these types of quiz questions. So once you've created your quiz in that language, you could also create a survey. You'll notice that I've created a survey here to track feedback on what they thought of the course. At least I think that's what I'm asking them. Here's my survey questions, and then they're able to go in and type in their responses. From there, you would go to the Customize tab, and you see on the bottom right-hand side the language settings. So you would select your language. I've already selected Japanese, but you would go in there to select the language. And the reason why you will do that is that's going to make sure that it translates all the notifications and everything that goes out from Mindflash. So for example, those reminder emails, those go out automatically from Mindflash. And it goes out as frequently as you set in the settings here. And you can go in and obviously add additional text to the emails if you want to customize them. So let me go ahead and, here you go. So here you'll see this is the text by default that's in there, talking about reminding the employees that they have this course to complete. If you want to, you can go into the other different emails and then add your own text in there. So a great way to make sure that employees are aware that they have this course to complete, send out those reminders. And then, oops, I didn't mean to exit out of that, but and then other things that you can customize in the course specific to the language. I highly recommend certificates. So you'll see here on the Customize tab, I created my own custom certificate. The reason why I did this is you'll notice that the certificates that Mindflash provides out of the box, they're in English. So it will populate the course name, obviously, in Japanese and the name of the student in Japanese, but it has the pre-populated certificate of completion across the top. So in that case, what I would recommend is upload your own certificate. It's a great example anyways because it's branded to your company specifically. You can upload, if you already have a certificate, you can upload that and then be able to choose what information from Mindflash you want to show up on the certificate and where. So this will make the course, you know, completely branded to your company. Great experience for you. So that's the setup from the trainer side of things. Don't forget, if for those of you on the phone, just a quick refresher, you can invite people to the course based on groups. So I can come in here and I can say I want to choose existing, and maybe I have a group that I've set up called Japanese office or Japan office. And then in that case, I would only invite the Japan office to this course. I don't actually have that group here yet, but if I did, I would select Japan office and choose to invite all those employees to this course. So that's a great option. If you're not using groups, it's a great way to be able to segment your employees or customers and choose who should have access to that course. So that's the setup of it. Let me show you what it looks like from your employee or customer's point of view. Let's go in and log in as one of my employees in my demo account. I think Kevin has the Japanese course available to him, so let's log in as Kevin. Now, Kevin actually is, he has other courses as well that he's been invited to that are not in Japanese, so you'll see those here on the screen, but down at the bottom you see the Japanese one. If he really did speak Japanese, he could switch this interface, so now all the text and everything is in Japanese. So from here he can click on this course. The course has a deadline on it, which shows up here, although it doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but here's telling him there's a deadline in Japanese, and then that's the deadline date of May 29th. So this button, I believe, is the resume course button, and he can go ahead and click on that, and it's going to bring him into the course. It's a PowerPoint, so he can just click through, look at the different slides. Really easy. I mentioned I have a video here. Videos don't stream that well on GoToMeeting, so there might be a little bit of a delay. But this is a little video I've added, and then he can go on with the course, go through these PowerPoints, and then go into the quiz. Wow, that was a really lucky guess on that one, okay. And then you'll see that the other quiz question I created is the labeling the pictures. So he can go ahead and choose the right labels to the right pictures. I love this, this quiz question. It's kind of fun. I don't know which one is what, but you get the point. Let's see if I got that right. No. Okay. Well, a good try. So that's it. That's how simple and easy it is for him. Now, if Kevin has a question, maybe he's confused about this, he can go ahead and send an email, and it will email whoever you've indicated for this course is the contact person. So since this is a Japanese course, maybe you want to have a Japanese contact, maybe somebody in your at the office in Japan who can field his question and help him out. So it will send it to that person, or you can send it to an alias. So they'll get his question and they'll be able to respond, reach out, and help him. So that's it. I think that's really all we have for the languages. Again, it's really easy to switch it out if he decides he wants to go back to English. He can easily do that on the fly. Now, if he keeps it in Japanese and he logs out, next time he logs in, it will default back to the Japanese. So it will remember what language he selected. He doesn't have to go in and choose it each time. And that's all we had for the languages. So I think that we're going to reserve some time now for questions. We probably have a lot of questions on the webinar, so please feel free to type your questions into the chat window. Again, the phones are on mute, so we can't hear you if you're asking them, but type them in the chat window and we can answer them now.
Okay. So thanks, Laura, for that overview. Just one clarification. In the certificates, even if you are selecting any of the 3 default templates that we provide, and you change the language for the course, we will change the language in the default templates as well. So you can use the default templates if you want in any of the 7 languages, or as Laura pointed out, you can also upload your own custom certificate. So both those options are available to you. All right, so we have a lot of questions, which is great, and let's get to them. So on Focus Assist, we have a couple of questions. Norman asks, do you need to get each trainee's permission to use Focus Assist and activate their webcams? Great question, Norman. Yes, when you activate Focus Assist on any course, when a trainee takes the course, they will see a box telling them that Focus Assist has been enabled for this course, that their webcam will be turned on, but no video is being recorded or streamed. It is purely for measuring the engagement score and pausing the course. So yes, we are transparent to the trainee that this will happen. We are trying to walk the balance of being useful for trainers, useful to the trainees, but also not get into any privacy issues by not recording the content of the course, and also aggregating the engagement scores so that it's not at an individual level. All right. Can you record video for the course? Yes. Juliana was asking whether you can record video for the course. Yes, you can upload your own video files, and a lot of people do this. It's, in fact, videos are one of our most widely used formats, which is great because they also have high engagement. And you can do that for screen captures, screen recordings, or other useful video for your particular training. And you can also link to video files on YouTube. Question from Rosa: do the PowerPoints change different languages too if I upload in English? No. So you would have to create your training content in the language that you want. We are not able to automatically translate the content that you upload to Mindflash. What does change though is all the content around your custom content. So things like the words login or forgot password or the word next or submit for the quiz, those kind of things are all localized into the language that you select. But the core content would have to be created by you in the language that you choose. Are these new features only available for organizations who use Mindflash Pro? Great question from Denise. The new help site is available for everyone on Mindflash, people who are on a trial, on the basic tier, advanced, and pro. Focus Assist is available on the advanced and pro tier, and if you are on the basic tier, you have the ability to get a trial of the advanced package. So you can see that in the Manage Account section. You get to try all the features of advanced for 30 days, including Focus Assist, and if you then choose, you can move to advanced. And it's obviously available on pro. And the language, the 7 languages are available as part of the Pro package. As we've seen with the Pro package, it's a lot of people trying to train a large number of trainees, either up to 1,000 trainees or even higher in the unlimited tier. And these tend to be people across multiple countries, and so that ability is at the Pro tier. Will the language also travel with the attached user network ID since it is cloud-based? Asked Sandra. It is based, the content or the language is attached to the course. So if you're inviting, let's say I invite Sandra to 2 courses, one is in Spanish and one is in Portuguese, then all the content around that particular course is in the language of the course, to try and be consistent with the course content. The language for things like the trainee dashboard or the login screen are customized by the user, and that is stored in a cookie on that machine. All right. Is there a trial version that can be used today? Asked Danilo. There is a free trial of Mindflash that includes all the features of Pro. So there's a 14-day free trial, no credit card required. You can sign up at mindflash.com. If you're on the basic tier, there is a free trial of the advanced plan that you can access from your Manage Account page. When you move from trial to subscription, can you get the content created for the trial? This is a question from Juliana. Absolutely. As long as you that you convert from a trial to a paying customer within your trial period, you absolutely get access to your content. Otherwise, once your trial expires, then we do delete the account and the content. All right, let's see. I think those are all the questions that we have. Laura, any other closing comments?
No, I think you've covered it all, Randir. I hope everyone enjoyed the overview of the new features. Again, as he mentioned, if you're not on the trial, really easy way for you to be able to test it out. I created that Japanese course that I showed you. I literally created it in like 10 minutes yesterday. So again, it doesn't make any sense if you actually knew Japanese, but a great way for you to be able to test out the different languages, create a sample course, and then you can send it out to your colleagues and have them test it out.
Okay, just a few other last things as we close out. This webinar is being recorded, and we'll send out a link within 24 hours to everyone who attended the webinar and those who registered but were not able to attend the webinar. All our webinars and demos are posted on our YouTube channel, and we'll include a link to that channel as well in the email that we send out. In addition, if anyone is interested, whether you've started a trial or haven't yet started a trial, Laura does a product demo, which is a deep dive of how do you use Mindflash to take your existing content and very quickly create engaging self-paced learning using Mindflash. And Laura does that every week.
It's Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can register. We'll send a link to register as a follow-up to this email with the recording of this webinar, and you can register for that. It is every Wednesday, so you can choose which date works best for you, and we'd love to see you guys there.
All right. That's it. Thank you for attending, and thank you for your many questions. We are excited about all the stuff that we talked about, and we'd love to get your feedback on how these features are working for you and helping you create more engaging training. Thank you, and see you at the next webinar.